is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 230 pounds, Kurt Angle. From Death Valley, weighing in at 305 pounds, the Undertaker.
And there's the submission hold. What a deadly maneuver this is.
You're not kidding, Cole. The thing you got to remember about the Undertaker is that 50% of his style and his offense is about getting inside the head of his opponent. If you can keep your cool and keep your head together in the ring with him, you're halfway home.
But you're not taking into account the power and experience of the dead man, Taz. Surely you can't forget about them.
Well, you see, that's the other 50%, Cole. Good luck with that, if you know what I'm saying. By the way, let me ask you a question. You call me Shirley? Wow, great reversal. You just don't see action like this every day, Cole.
You sure don't, Taz. And we've got the best seats in the house.
No doubt, front and center. We couldn't be any closer to this match without being in it.
Whoa, that's your territory, partner, not mine. I'm perfectly happy staying right where... Oh, my! The submission hold is locked in!
And this ain't easy to get out of either, Cole. He's going for the submission.
And he might get it. He's got that hold locked in.
superstar in the locker room who can afford to ignore these fans, Cole.
You're right about that. Without the fans, we'd all be out of a job.
Here come the close fist punches. I wonder how many they're going to be.
If I had to guess, I'd bet that you wouldn't have to take off your shoes to keep count, Taz.
Oh, man, this is just about the last hole you want to find yourself in.
I can imagine. Just look at the pressure being applied here. I don't think there's ever been a more dominant superstar in WWE than the legendary dead man, The Undertaker.
Yeah, but you can only stay on top of the mountain for so long. And the dead man's been there for a very, very long time.
That might be true, Taz, but I don't see anyone on the horizon who could dethrone nice reversal.
These WWE fans just can't get enough of these superstars.
And I'm glad to see it. A WWE match isn't just about competition, it's also about entertaining the fans.
Okay, well, if that's the case, how come they got you as an announcer? I mean, that ain't exactly great entertainment, in my opinion.
You might be right, Taz. I think it would be extremely entertaining to listen to you try to call a match all by yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing an incredible...
He's got his opponent right where he wants him.
And here come the fist. And you've got to think that these are going to take their toll here in this matchup.
You know, there's no doubt that The Undertaker is one of the most impressive superstars ever to set foot in the WWE ring. But you know what, Cole? You're only as good as your last match.
How can like he's decided to finish off his opponent?
And what a way to do it. A tombstone pile driver. This guy might not have enough to kick out.
The adrenaline is pumping. And here we go with the submission hold. This could be a pivotal moment in this match.
It sure could. There's a lot of pressure being applied in that hold, Cole. Man, this match is so good. It's even worth sitting next to you to watch it, Cole.
Thanks a lot, Taz. You know, you're not always my number one choice for a broadcast partner.
You know what's coming next, Cole.
Tombstone, pile driver. How many superstars have fallen victim to that over the years? We wasted no time going for that pin.
This is one heck of a match so far.
It sure is, Taz. What do you think the highlight has been so far?
Well, that'll probably come a little bit later on in the match. When you decide to shut your yap for a few seconds, and I can enjoy it in peace.
Well, excuse me for doing my job, partner. Sorry to have disturbed you. This superstar is all fired up, and so is this capacity crowd.
Yeah, well, tell you what, one mistake and I wouldn't see that fire go out pronto.
Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle, Cole. An injured superstar's like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means that if you're not at 100%, you've got to be able to hide it from your opponent.
You got that right, Cole. This business is as psychological as it is physical. You can't let your opponent think,
Oh my, there's the submission hold. He's in the driver's seat now.
no doubt, Cole, if your opponent lets you lock that in, it usually means that they ain't got much left.
He could pin his opponent right here.
These superstars have been going hard all match.
They sure have.
Oh, come on, quit showing off. This is supposed to be a wrestling match, not a popularity contest.
We've seen this before, Taz. He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff.
I'll tell you, all the WWE supers, he smells blood in the water, Cole. He's going straight for the submission.
And this could prove to be a decisive moment in this match. What a counter that was.
It's It's so great seeing these athletes compete here tonight. I had a feeling they'll wind up against each other sooner or later.
There were times when it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but I can't tell you how glad I am that
You know, anytime these kind of combusting elements into a match, you're guaranteed to get a hell of a show.
And that's
I love hearing the crowd come alive, even when I don't exactly agree with what they're saying.
Me too. And I do agree with what they're saying, Taz.
Man, I almost feel bad for JR and King, Cole. When's the last time you think they saw a match this good?
I couldn't tell you, Taz. I don't know if they've ever had anything this good on Raw.
Me neither. Because I guess that just makes sense. I mean, after all, SmackDown is the #1 brand in all of sports entertainment.
And that's one of the few things we completely agree on. It doesn't get any bigger or better than SmackDown.
Man, I'm telling you, from my in-ring experience, trust me, you could cut this tension with a knife.
I don't think you need in-ring experience to feel the tenacity radiating off these superstars, Taz. I don't think anything could be more obvious.
Spoken like a guy who's never been in there, Cole. Trust me, when it comes down to you or them, it's a whole different level of intensity.
I'll have to take your word for it, Taz. He's bleeding all over the place. This one's getting ugly.
It's definitely not pretty, but it's definitely effective, Cole. Look, here's the deal. You make your opponent bleed, and you got the psychological edge over him. Case closed.
Maybe so, but I'm more concerned about the risk to his physical well-being now that he's been busted open.
I gotta tell you, Cole, I thought I had this thing figured out, but now I got no idea how this is gonna end up.
Neither do I, Taz. And I think it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting.
No doubt, Cole. I've seen superstars get a huge advantage over their opponents and still lose the match because they got sloppy.
An entire match can turn on one or two big moves.
And that's why you can't take your eyes off the action for 1 second. You never know when something huge is going to go down. Man, I can't tell you how impressed I am with what I've seen here tonight so far.
How could you not be impressed, Taz? These are it is, Taz. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
I'll tell you what, if his opponent's got a brain in his head, he'll get the heck out of there. These superstars give everything they got when they're in a match like this. But a lot of people don't realize what they sacrifice behind the scenes also.
No question. If you want to make it in the WWE, you've got to sacrifice just about everything for your career. It has to be as important to you as anything else in your life.
So what you got to realize, making it in WWE, this is not a job. This is a lifestyle. That's why you see so much passion for what they do in the ring.
And that's something, it sounds like this capacity crowd is something on their minds, Taz.
Yeah, and thousands of paying customers.
There's the pin. Can his opponent kick out? Kicked out just in the nick of time.
Can you believe this match so far, Cole?
I really can't. This isn't anything like what I expected from these competitors.
Yeah, I gotta admit, that surprised the hell out of me here, too.
And I think it's that makes these superstars so exciting to watch. He may get the 3 count right here.
Man, this crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
There's no doubt that these fans, there's the cover. Can he do it? It looks like there just wasn't enough left in the tank to kick out of the pin.
That's a tough loss for sure.
Here's your
But if you
winner,
don't have what it takes, then you don't have what it takes.
I don't know if it's a matter of
Undertaker.
not having what it takes, Taz. Sometimes it's just not your night.